At some point in the movie, she was just like, my dad always said something about King and
Oh no,
King has to take her throne.
you got to say the setup of it because she fought dude. She fought dude and stabbed him, and he said, "Who are you?"
Call me King.
they, call, they call me King. Jessica mother effing King. What's her name? Jada mother effing King.
Yeah.
It was just like, who? That's what's up.
Jason Mitchell was like, where you learn that? My dad was Dragonfly Jones.
Okay, so you know what made me mad for a minute to where I almost turned this movie off. No lie. What you call it? Lance Gross takes over the courtroom. He tells dude, you're going on trial. He makes everybody sit the judges. He put the people at the top like they're gonna die if you lie. Right. And then when he brought that jail dude over,
yeah,
and the jail dude opened his mouth, I was like,
he had the underbite,
the underbite grill. I was like, this is gonna make me mad. Yeah. But then he took it out at some point, so I was like, okay, so was he in on it? Because he was talking a certain way with the grill. He was like talking, like you could tell he was talking ignorant almost.
Yeah.
You are now tuned into Black on Black Prime.
Disclaimer. No matter if we liked your movie, liked your show, or hated the show, or hated your movie, doesn't matter. We respect you, shout outs to you, and we support you. And we try to get everybody else to support you like we support you. Black on Black Prime, we stand on what we say, though.
And just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. Hello.
We here.
We back with the BET Plus crowd. And we'll talk about that. So this one we're gonna do. They call her King, right?
Call her King.
Call her King.
Yeah.
Call her King. I keep wanting to call her Taraji, but it's
Naturi.
What's her full name? Naturi
Naughton.
Naturi Naughton. She's a judge. You know what's funny? I didn't remember her being a judge. We watched the preview a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it's starting, I didn't remember her being a judge. I thought she was like a lawyer.
I did too. I hadn't even I saw like pieces of the trailer, like a little bit of it. I think it was like a clip, if anything. But I thought she was a lawyer as well. And even when the movie started, it seemed like she was gonna be a lawyer.
Yeah. Because by the way they were talking like she was about to win the case or lose the case.
Right. Yeah. It's just like, well, they having conversations at they were talking to the judge like she wasn't gonna make the right decision. So I'm thinking, okay, it makes sense. Like,
right. So so she's a judge and she's judging over Jason Mitchell's case, who was Sean Samuels in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there for murder. It seemed like a bunch of murders, right? Like,
it seemed like he was in there for a bunch of different things. So it's like only 3 counts were of murder, and then the other counts were something else.
Right, something else we don't know what it is because I don't think they ever broke down what it was really.
Nah, it didn't. They said he had been found guilty for those counts. So whatever they were, I wouldn't even give a damn. I'd be mad at the judge because she was just. I'm sorry, I said the N word. I'd be mad at the judge. Them telling me it's just like, are you innocent for these counts? Like, don't worry about it, but you're gonna die.
No,
like I don't care. Just give it me straight.
All of that means nothing. No, you tell me, don't worry, you're not gonna die, but you're going to jail for 7 years. I will feel better. Don't be like, don't worry about all of the petty crimes. You're good on that, but you're gonna die for these.
This man is innocent for this.
So this movie starts off with her in a karate class. I want to say I was very deceived. For some reason, I expected something different when just from watching the preview and then it's starting with that karate class. I expected something different for some reason.
Yeah, when I saw her with Dragonfly Jones, I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of them. I ain't gonna get you. I'm gonna keep it real. When I first saw it, I was just like, dang, man. Like, I don't feel like watching a movie like this. Like one of those, you have the power movies. You know what I mean? Like, they
You
get
got that glow.
yeah, they get their butt kicked, and it's just like everything go black. Remember what I told you?
I definitely got Last Dragon vibes from that beginning, because that's how Last Dragon started, with him working with a sensei. But then it's like something's missing. It's like one more step till you reach your glow. So that's all I was thinking when I was watching the beginning. Like, you got that glow, your mind. This one, when you got that glow. This is what I'm thinking while she's doing it, because he like hit me, and she just like getting mad because he slapped her in the forehead.
Yeah. That was
I was like, what are we doing? What's gonna happen here?
Yeah.
But from that, it was like she went back to a regular life.
Right. Yeah, I was a little upset at her, how she treated her husband. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. Maybe I just
I was watching with my wife. She went through a whole little just talking down on him. I was like, that was rude. I was upset too. Like, you act like he out here cheating. He just told you.
Yeah, I was like, man, the dude's in there. He trying to be romantic. You know what I mean? He in the shower with her. I gotta be at work in 45 minutes. I was like, what that mean? Like, hey man, what? And she was just like, you need to get your life together. You know what I mean? You need a job or whatever. I'm just like, dude, man, like a dude fall off for a minute. And I'm gonna get on the topic for like but we ain't gotta go long. I just want to ask your opinion. We don't gotta go far on it. All right, so I've been asking a few people, women and men. Well, it's mostly for a woman, and it's like, if you want to ask your wife, you can ask her too. But I want to know, like, does not doing something make a female feel like less of a woman?
What you mean, like if I wasn't doing something?
For an example, so as a man, I feel less of a man if I can't pay my rent. I mean, like, pay bills and take care of my family. You know what I mean? I feel like less of a man if, like, I don't know, we out somewhere and some dude like check me in front of my family or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
My manhood is kind of like put on the side. It's like kind of right for a second. But woman, I don't feel like if you take anything away from them, they feel like less of a woman.
Oh, that's a dangerous question. It's a dangerous question because of a lot of the things that made men feel like men. It's like for test of time. This is like been since forever. You got to take care of everything. It's always been on you. That has never changed. For women, it started with, you have to take care of the house, to being like equal share to take care of the house. You got to know how to cook. But now it's like, we both got to know how to cook. It's like it's like they can slack off in certain areas and not feel nothing about it. Like you just said, I can't nobody check me in front of my family, because that's gonna kill me to the core.
Right. Yeah.
But a woman being like, I don't know how to cook, we supposed to just accept that now.
Right. And all the women that I asked, nobody said anything that's removed. Like, it doesn't make them feel like less of a woman, though. It's like, if they don't cook, it's like that doesn't make them feel like less of a woman. It's just like, I just don't cook.
Okay. So the thing is, with women, it's case by case. With men, it's universal.
Okay.
I feel like that. I feel like women get in their mind what they are and aren't going to do, not what they're capable of, what they are and aren't going to do. And you have to accept that if you want to be with them. With men, it's like, they'll play the role like, it's all right that you don't pay no bills right now, but that's gonna last for about a week. It's gonna be like, if you was a real man, that's always gonna come out.
Yeah.
If you was a real man, it's like universally, oh, you can't take out that trash because you a man, you supposed to take out that trash. You know what I mean? It's universally what men have to do.
Right. Like, there's set
expectations
for men, period.
If they don't, they're not a real man. If they don't, they talk down on. The pump and gas thing, even with that, it's like somebody made a joke about it, and now it's universal. Like, you universally judged. I do pump my wife's gas all the time.
Yeah, same.
If I slip up, I don't pump it. That don't mean I ain't a man. That don't mean you get to say nothing crazy. She jumped out because she's an independent woman. She jumped out on her own before I got to get there. It happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they'll literally judge you like, you let her touch that hand. Shut up, man. Mind your business.
Right.
So it's real for me. It's real case by case. It's women are case by case. Men is universal rules.
Right. And I think men fight each other on those things too. Sometimes it's just like, it's almost like a dude, a battle with you, just like, just saying random stuff like, "Oh man, yeah, I don't let my wife touch the door handle." Like I get up and I get out the car, open the door for her. I'm just good for you, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna open my wife's door a lot of the times, but not all the time. Because
No.
like when you're married, we getting out the car all the time.
Yeah, get out. What are you doing?
Hey, there was a comedian that was just like, yo, when we go out, yes, I will open the door for you and treat you like, we on a date and, treat you right and all of that. But when we go in the store, get out the car.
Literally though, like, come on, like to a point, it's not for every man. It's sometimes for us, it's just like it's unnecessary. It's like you don't understand that. I don't know what else to tell you. Right. Yeah, I do it from time to time, but I'm not gonna do it every time. Sometimes my leg hurt. Sometimes I'll pull up to the store like, you get out. I'm tired. Right. You go in there and get us some Red Bulls.
You want me to open the door? You drive.
Right. Right. So I definitely feel like the standards are being held up against men, and it sucks because with men, those standards are held from both men and women.
Yeah.
But with women, it's like women always want to understand other women. So it's like, you met her, she didn't cook. You know what I mean? Like, I got her back. If you wanted somebody to cook, you should have found somebody else. We can't be like, you a woman.
Right.
You go cook.
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to the movie or whatever, just the way that she talked to old boy or whatever, like, it just made me think of, like, not that, like, that didn't spark that conversation because I had already, like, had that, in my mind telling a couple of people or asking a couple of people about it, but it just made me think of it just like, man, like, pump your brakes, man. Like, I know you're successful, I know you're a judge, but, like, one day you might fall off and I got to get you.
I want to say in that scene, and I don't care how nobody feels, he had every right to cheat on that woman.
I mean,
every right. And I want to say because
I ain't gonna say
I'm gonna say it because he lost his job and he had a good reason for losing his job. It wasn't like he was just sitting around doing nothing. He was like, I told you at the restaurant, I didn't want to shut the doors. It was COVID. Yeah. He didn't have a choice, but he's still taking care of his daughter. He's still at home with you, but you a little funky attitude while we in the shower talking about you got fucked. She dismissed him.
She did.
I'm like, all right, you have a good day. Look at me. I got abs. I'm in these streets. Who you think you are? Who you think you are?
Who you think you are, Lil' Kim? You know what I mean? You're not gonna do this to me.
She had that man crying in the towel. Yeah. I'm in these streets. Yeah. If you ever dismiss me, if I ain't did nothing wrong, I lost my job, and that's enough for you to talk down on me like I'm scared, like I'm some scared little boy.
Right. Goose stepping.
Yeah. I'm in these streets. That's a dude like that deserves a cheat. You high five him, like, hey, man, I understand because you doing everything right. Is she gonna judge you for losing your job and it wasn't your fault?
Yeah, the daughter coming there, well, y'all stop fighting. Just like, man, see, you got to get out the daughter tripping.
Right. And he didn't even do nothing wrong. He didn't even do nothing officially wrong. And she was damn near still cheating.
Yeah. Hey, look, she did. She cheated with what's his name? The lawyer dude.
Right. I'm in the streets. Yeah. I won't be home tonight. I got a gig.
I got y'all. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they even found that, if he ever found that out, or was that just still a secret?
I don't think she officially cheated, but dude still wanted it. Because they never said she went through with it. They said in college they was messing around, but as grown folks,
I thought what's his name said they had a relationship during the trial.
He said he was trying to get with her during the trial. Okay. What he was doing was unprofessional. He was like, you kept pursuing her during the trial, like, so nothing officially happened, but he saw in the messages like he kept trying to get at her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dude was slimy
all the way.
So yeah, like moving on. You start to meet characters. You meet her, what was that? Her two colleagues, the two judges, because she was in the bathroom. Like, I guess the bathroom didn't work or something like that. So she meets, but two judges walk in, two white judges, and they're talking about her, like how she's, probably not going to make the right decision, or she's incapable or whatever. They even call her a BAP, which is
no, it ain't they. It was one of them. It was one of them.
One of the.
And it's funny because that's like a backhanded compliment.
Right, it is. It's like beautiful African princesses,
but it's still disrespectful.
Then they call her colored. So I mean, after that, ain't no coming back from colored.
Yeah. and the reason I said something I wanted to say about BET, I'm noticing the way they film. It's they really try to capture drama moments. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's like they'll play this extra loud piano with like this somber sound, and then facial expressions, or when they do a speech, they'll close in on their face and play this extra loud piano. It's like they I feel like they go too hard to capture those moments. Just let those moments happen.
I feel like we have to one day talk about how these movies are graded, because it's like I look at this movie, right? And I look at, like, you know, this movie, Tubi movies, and movies that are at the theater. It's like I have to grade them differently. You know what I mean? Because it's like NATURI NAUGHTON, oh boy, what's the dude's name? The dark skinned guy that he played in like the Tyler Perry movies. I forgot his name.
You talk about
Lance Gross. Lance Gross.
Yeah, Lance Gross. Yeah,
Lance Gross. These are all decent actors. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen them do better in other things. So it's almost like they have to act a certain way for these movies. It's not like they're acting bad. It's almost like bad theater. You know what I mean? It's like,
and I remember you said that before. You said that with the other movie, what's the name for Players Club? You was like, it seemed like she's purposely acting bad.
Right.
She was acting crazy.
Yeah. I'm just Ebony. Monica Calhoun. So it's just like, it's like they come into these movies and it's just like, okay, like we're going to act like this. We're gonna overact, you know what I mean, in a way to where it's just like you don't have to, but it's just like it's hard to even put my finger on it. I can just tell, right?
You can tell somebody's doing too much.
Right. Like I've seen her do other things and I've seen him do other things, and it's not that bad. But when I see it here, I'm just like, why are they doing it like that here? You know,
I don't think it's so I think it's and I feel like I caught that. I feel like it's the production around it. It's not even them, like what's his name, Jason Mitchell, when he's getting sentenced and he's telling the side story and crying, the camera's here, the somber piano is here.
Yeah,
it's like he's delivering his lines, and it would have been a touching scene, but you got the camera. It's like you're trying to force it. You want to force us to be like, oh man, that's sad, instead of just letting him deliver. He's delivering the line.
Right.
Just let him deliver it. You don't got to put this extra production behind it to highlight it. And it's funny because the other one was BET too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you put the extras. BET's putting the extras on dramatized scenes. It's real heavy-handed on the production side of it, where it's like it don't have to be that.
Yeah, you're right about that. Like the close-up angles and the music, I feel like that does all play a part in making scenes kind of corny a little bit.
Yes, very.
Like Jason Mitchell is a great actor. You know,
he's great, and
he has some good parts in here, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I saw it. It is just like the music, the angles, like you coming from under or coming from over, and you having a guy look up like this, like, man, God, just give me a chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like you know, you know what I mean?
But that's how it was. Because he had the tears dropping, and he just like, she was like, I sentence you to death, and he was just like, you sent the tears.
Yeah, you're right. It could be the script as well. Like, you know, they wrote it
that.
Like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that just it don't bother me, but it's more of like, I don't want people to see our reviews and be like, oh, they giving these movies too much credit. But it's like, we know the difference. We know what's going on. It's like we can't judge the same way we would judge everything else, because they're doing these things purposely. Like, this is their audience. This is how they're, you know, getting their movie across. But yeah.
And I think it's to the point I could tell when it's a BET movie without even seeing what I'm watching it on. It's the same way it's being directed. I don't know. I don't want to. It could be the Tyler Perry way. It could be that. But before, he wasn't putting the extra. When Tyler Perry started doing the soap operas is when those type of scenes started happening.
Yeah,
but before that, it was just like regular. But now it's like heavy-handed. We want to push this point of being sad or get this sadness across to the audience. Well, you don't have to do that.
It might be like a genius thing, right? Like they know how to reach the people that they're trying to reach. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we're doing for those people that, you know, they're connected to these type of scenes. And that's what we're pushing these movies to. Same thing with Tyler Perry. You know, anything he push, he's going to push this, like, you know, really bad character, you know what I mean? At one point, and the Christian woman or the Christian man, vice versa, or whatever. Like, he's pushing these types of stories to that corner of people, you know what I mean?
That audience that it works for.
Right. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. And I think that's like a genius thing with directors right now. Like, it's like, hey, I'm not trying to get everybody.
And I don't blame them.
Yeah, you can say what you want to say. You know, you can say what you want to say.
And that's what and that's what my whole speech about Tubi and I was saying how they wasn't trying. It's like with me saying that I'm one person. Yeah. If it's working for you, get your money by all means. I'm just saying what I'm looking at and what's bothering me. But if you like, man, I got a whole 100,000 over here that's messing with it, I can't. There ain't nothing I can say about it.
They make
do your thing and continue.
They making part 3s and 4s and 5s of these movies. You know what I mean? And so it was successful.
It's working.
Yeah.
So in here, she sentenced Jason Mitchell. His name is Sean in the movie, and then his brother Lance Gross has this immaculate plan to bust him out. And right as he gets sentenced, the plan is in play. So they rush into the courtroom.
Right.
His whole crew. He has a weird crew of people. I feel like they wrote this movie with 2 ideas in mind. Like they had a idea based on reality, and then like we were talking about, like Last Dragon superhero type.
Yeah,
I got the double sense of it. Like because Lance Gross's people did not look military based. It looked like he just found a bunch of hackers, but they all with it. They all know how to use guns. They all do explosives.
Right.
And then with her, she's a regular judge, but she's like a super crime fighter too.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. Because if you think about it, the kung fu karate part really didn't have anything to do with the movie. Because it's like, I could see if she was like, say if Lance Gruson, or he was like a karate master too. That's what we used to seeing. It's like one day she's going to see a guy that she's going to have to like test her fighting skills with. Everybody here was just like, you know, in movies everybody can fight. Everybody got hands. You know what I mean? Like when I saw the old officer just knock out 2 people, one with a machete and one with a gun, I'm like, so we all just got squabbles.
Everybody just got hands, man.
Even the little dude, he's in a lot of movies. The little Spanish guy.
Yeah, the lawyer.
He be in like Adam Sandler movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like even at first he didn't want to fight the dude, but I realized why he didn't want to fight at one point. Then it's like he had squabbles at the end. Like I'm just like, okay.
There was no that scene bothered me. That scene, well, that's later in the movie though.
It's later in the movie. I was just
yeah, that scene bothered me though. But so Lance break in, they run to the judge's chambers. The whole time you're getting the sense that Sean is innocent. She said guilty to all these charges, but Sean is innocent.
Right.
And Lance is there to break him out. Did you get everything by the end of this movie?
Well, okay. It's hard to say right now without telling the ending, but I'm just gonna say that I never thought he was innocent. I always thought that he had other plans. I always thought that I didn't think that he didn't know that his brother was going to do this. I thought he was always a part of the plan.
Oh, you thought he knew what was going down this whole time?
The whole time. Yeah, I thought he was playing the judge the whole time. Like, oh man, like, you know, I'm sure the stories about his dad and all that stuff was real, but I just felt like you did not know that your brother was coming out to break you out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking at one point he gonna hit her in the head. Like or hit somebody in the head. Like once he get a chance, like especially when he grabbed the little clip on the floor, I thought, oh yeah, he's a part of this.
I thought this. Okay, so watching the movie, I think they switched the ending.
Okay.
I think he was innocent the whole time. I think he didn't know his brother was gonna go through all that to break him out. But then by the end, they was like, you know what? I got an idea. We can make a part 2.
Yeah, you know that's coming.
Yeah, they literally did it with the "I'll get you next time" gadget. She looking at the sky like,
That's the one. That's that BET thing.
yeah.
Just like by on everything I love, I will find you.
I won't rest.
I swear, I thought it was gonna say the title at the end. I was just waiting for her to be just like, and they're gonna call me king.
They said they put the title at the end.
No, I'm talking. I thought she was gonna say it.
Oh, you thought she was gonna say
I
it?
thought she was gonna be like, and they're gonna call me king. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
I want to say when she did say it, it was no reason to saying it.
She did say it. At some point in the movie, she was just like, my dad always said something about king and
you
to take her throne.
You got to say the setup of it because she fought dude. She fought dude and stabbed him, and he said, "Who are you?"
Call me king.
They call me king. Jessica mother effing King. What's her name? Jada mother effing King.
Yeah.
It was just like, who? That's what's up.
Jason Mitchell was like, where you learn that? My dad was Dragonfly Jones.
Okay, so you know what made me mad for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
To where I almost turned this movie off. No lie. What you call it? Lance Gross takes over the courtroom. He tells dude, you're going on trial. He makes everybody sit the judges. He put the people at the top like they're gonna die if you lie. Right. And then when he brought that jail dude over,
yeah,
and the jail dude opened his mouth, I was like,
he had the underbite,
the underbite grill. I was like, this is gonna make me mad.
Yeah.
But then he took it out at some point, so I was like, okay, so was he in on it? Because he was talking a certain way with the grill. He was like talking, like you could tell he was talking ignorant almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he took the grill out and was talking like he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell because he did run away at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know because he knew what was going on because like the way he was talking is like he didn't even really have to read off that paper. He was almost like he was a lawyer at a point in time. So I don't know. It's possible he could have been a part of the whole scam.
Right. We don't know who's in and who's not really. And then we don't, the way they're in, we don't, because it doesn't make, it's a lot of scenes like if you're part of it, it's not making sense what you're doing.
Yeah. He came in there. So,
oh man, that made me mad.
Sound like Bubble Gump.
Oh, like, that was making me mad. Like, don't do this, man. Don't do this.
Not the whole time. They probably told him because he was probably supposed to do it. Like how you kept saying they keep changing stuff. They probably just like, it's not gonna work out. Just take it out.
Cut. Hey, take the grill out.
Yeah, take the grill out. We're just gonna change that part. Yeah, it was a lot of improv, probably.
Yeah. We find out too. I'm just jumping all over the place. We find out too that judge that was racist who got killed because Lance popped him cold. Yeah. He shot I like how they did that. They did like a slow-mo, like you don't know how far he gonna go until he shoots him in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like because he was like the judge was like, "Who are you?" He was like, "I'm surprised you don't know who I am."
Yeah.
But then we find out later he's the judge that sentenced their father to jail. Mm-hmm. Even though their father was innocent. So it's like this is kind of revenge for what happened to their father back in the day.
Right. And you know another reason why I thought Jason was in it the whole time? Because it's like if all of this was meant to save him, right? Why he just didn't walk out the door once everybody took the handcuffs off of him? You know what I mean? It's just like you could have been gone, bro. Like he was right there at the door. He could have dipped out, maybe, hit his brother on the line, like on his phone, like, yo, I'm out. You know what I mean? Y'all can come on. You know what I mean? But he was there the whole time.
Okay, so the reason why I don't think he was part of the whole time. This is the real main reason why. Because we go through all of this, right? And then it's a point where they're just together, him and the brother and the two hackers. Mm-hmm. And he's asking his brother, like, why are you doing this? And he's like, something about leaving, but then he's like, yeah, but if you got this, the whole plan was if you got this information, then they got to pay you for this information, so you'll be safe.
That is true, though. They did have that dialogue, like right at the end, almost at the end when he was just like, man, like, you know, you didn't have to do this or whatever. He was like, dude, it's always gonna be me and you, baby bro, and all of this kind of stuff. Like, I did this to get you, and blah blah blah.
That would have been the moment. That would have been the moment for the change.
Yeah.
That would have been the moment for it worked, we out.
Yeah, that's true. Because when he tried to give, because pretty much they were doing all of this not just for the brother, but they're doing it for some type of information that they can sell at some point.
Yeah,
you know?
And he was like, for him,
everybody in trouble. Yeah.
Right. It was for his brother. It was like, this is the information. You take it. They're gonna have to pay you for this information.
That's true. That's when that did shift, because in the beginning I was just like, he's a part of this, but then when they do talk, it seems like he's not. But then at the end, they like, oh yeah, he was.
That's what I'm saying. So it lets me know, or it makes me feel like that was the end of the movie. Like that was not necessarily an end, but the end was written different. Like, okay, the brother escapes with that information, he dies, but it's like the brother's out there with that information, selling that information. But when he was on so Lance gets out, Naturi gets out, sees him driving in the van. She's a sniper now. She shoots him. She shoots him. Like, she didn't even shoot him. She shot the van and made the van blow up and flip over. And then she runs up to him, and she's like, "Where's your brother?" And he's like, "Checkmate." And she like, "Checkmate." She flashes back like, "Oh, he's been on this the whole time," but it doesn't really make sense to me.
Dude, I'll be so like upset at these little parts, like movies like this. I'm just like, okay, you're leaving a crime scene, right?
Yeah.
And finally, you get out the way. You're gonna easily drive down the street in this plumbered van. You know what I mean? And so slow that she can catch up with you.
I got mad. I got mad when she walked out and she looked around. She saw the van and then she just started running. I'm like, you're not gonna catch this van.
I thought she was gonna jump on the van. I was like, yo, come on, man. But she shot the van perfectly to where it flipped over.
She shot it underneath towards the back and made the underneath part blow up, and then it flipped over.
I'm so tired of everybody got squabbles. Everybody can shoot. All of these movies, bro. Like, no, like, you can give me some background. Like, yeah, you can fight. We got that background. But now you can shoot. Now you a marksman. Now you a sniper.
When she said that her color king, she said, my daddy taught me this, and put me in karate. So her daddy taught her to shoot, taught her all of that already.
Yeah, man.
But that was crazy. That was crazy. The movie ends with her being at the house in the garage kicking it. She's starting her own law firm. Her husband, I guess, is doing tastings now. I guess he's trying to jump back to the restaurant industry. They're back. They're a loving family again, even though she had just got at him. Oh, well, this was a couple months later, right?
6 months. Yeah.
6 months later. And then we find out what's his name? The brother. What is his name now? I keep forgetting. Oh, cuss. My bad. Write that down. Jason Mitchell. Jason Mitchell is starting a new crew. Basically doing what his brother was doing. His brother was like a internet mastermind, cybersecurity mastermind. So I guess he's taking over.
When did that happen?
Huh?
When did that happen?
Remember, he explained it. He said, "Oh, y'all don't know who my brother is. He's a cybersecurity mastermind." He's So now Jason Mitchell is.
When did they say he was going to be?
Remember at the end, he's sitting with everybody at the train stop, and he's telling them like, "Did you see that part?"
When was it? When did it happen?
At the end of the movie.
Like, how at the end? Because the last thing I remember, she was just like, "I will find him," and then the movie went off.
Nah. So she said that speech, like, "I'll find you, I'll get you next time, Gadget." And she's looking up at the sun, and then it says "Caller King," and then they show him sitting at the train stop with you remember the 3 people that was shooting the hostages on the top?
I shut the movie off as soon as that. As soon as it said "Caller King," I just clicked the movie off, so I didn't see the credit.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, this ain't Marvel. I'm not waiting on the credits for the end. I just turned it off.
So he's sitting at the train stop. It's the 3 people that was at the top shooting the hostages. They're sitting on one bench, and then he's sitting with like 2 new people, and he's giving them the same speech that his brother gave when he assembled that crew.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's in a suit and everything. He's in a suit and everything. And then you see him slowly. He stood up and slowly walked off, and then that's how the movie ends, letting you know it's gonna be a part 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I definitely didn't see that part. I was like, what? When did that happen? I shut it off.
Let me that's the movie. Let me pull up my rating thing.
Yeah, like I wasn't mad at the movie at the time. I was just like, okay, it's over.
I wasn't mad at the movie as much as I was confused on what they were trying to do.
Right. The story was floppy now, because even though I thought about, the fact that I was like, okay, he's got to be a part of this, but pretty much at the ending where they're like talking about it, it's like, oh well, he wasn't.
Right. And like I said, he wasn't a part of it, but they had an idea for a part 2, I think. So they were just like, let's redo the ending.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. And then like I said, that the bonus footage you didn't see, you see he's reassembling a team. What they're trying to do now, I don't know. Because I thought the whole point was of the team was to break his brother out of jail.
And to get that, because I think what's on that device is like something that could get a lot of people in trouble.
No, it was the records. So he was like, remember, he was like, we take all these records, everybody's out of jail. So they're going to want these records back.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was like something a little different. Like, okay, they had some corruption going on, and they had like some info that could get, a lot of the lawyers or the judges fired at some point. But okay.
Right. They even made it a point to, we kind of skimmed over it, but they made a point to how innocent black men get locked up. But I feel like they do that in a lot of movies anyway right now.
Yeah, that's just real life, at the end of the day. So it's like, it's almost like, it's hard not to touch on that when it's like a subject, some black man going to jail for something he didn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. So anyways, I'm ready to get to my ratings on this. I'm going to give it right. Right.
Okay. I'm going to give it a right.
Nice. So I gave the production only because of the forced moments I was talking about. I think that was really bothering me while I was watching this, because it was a lot of them. There's a lot of moments where it's like forced emotion where it didn't even need to be. Jason Mitchell is a good actor. I think he's a really good actor, to where he don't need the extra piano sounds. He don't need the close up and the tears dropping from his eye. He don't need that. Like, he just let him deliver his lines. He's good enough.
Right. No, I get you. I just gave it a right, because just like I was saying, I can't judge it the same because I know what they're doing. So it's not like they're doing it out of like no experience. Just like, oh, this is just bad production. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have to give them like they film a certain way on purpose. It's almost like the Spike Lee effect. Like, Spike Lee don't take a lot of moments seriously. It could be something real serious that happened. He wake up, and it'd be like somebody moving real close to the camera like this. It's just their way of shooting. So it's like, I might not like it.
Yeah, but it's my personal vote. So in my opinion, don't do that so much. But I get what you're saying. Like, they don't have to. Yeah, they know who they're doing it for, so I can't be mad at them for that. But in my opinion, I don't. It takes me out of it. It takes my feelings out of it.
I feel you. It makes the movie kind of like, it puts the movie in a category almost. It's like, okay, this is not great. Like, I don't know if I would recommend this movie to anybody, because I know what they're doing. But if I recommend it to somebody else, I'd be like, why would you show me this, man? Don't send me no movie like this.
I don't think it was a bad movie. I just feel like it was different ideas on this movie. I feel like they wanted a superhero type movie, and then they wanted a regular deep criminal type movie too. But it was like it was like jumping back and forth for me.
Yeah. Nah, I feel it. The story it was not great. Like
Mm,
it wasn't enough to be silent for, but it was a lot of jumping around
mm.
with it. You know what I mean? It was too many stories. Like it didn't make some of the stuff just didn't make sense. Like her being a karate master didn't make sense enough for me for this movie.
Right.
I don't feel like she had to be.
I feel like if they, but that's what I'm saying, the superhero angle. I feel like if she was gonna have the glow from the, because they haven't had a moment where she was looking into the light in the sense they was talking to her,
Yeah.
just like Last Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna go there with it, go all over there, go there with it. You know what I mean? Don't make her scared and not know how to fight, and then know how to fight, and then kind of not know how to use a gun, but then a sharpshooter. It's like it was just the jumping back and forth. If you was gonna make her what you were trying to make her, then make her that.
Yeah. And it's the writers or the directors, you could tell what type of movies people are into.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like if I was creating movies, most of my movies would probably be like dark. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm into. And you could tell this person grew up on kung fu flicks and Steven Seagal movies. You know what I mean? you, you could tell they was just like, I'm about to make my own version of this. And the writing was cool as well. Like it was all right. You know what I mean? Like I didn't hate, the dialogue between anybody. So I mean it was all good. It was just the story was where it fell off for me for the most part.
It didn't blend well. It didn't really come together. I don't want to say it was cool. It seemed like so many different ideas going on at one time.
I could have gave the writing a honestly. Like it was on the clip of a because of like some of the dialogue was like, they called me king and stuff like that. Like those things really make for like a corny movie, but there was some other stuff in there that I was like, okay, like I like some of the background. I like some of the dialogue in the court. Like when
Right.
Lance Gross was talking to old boy and he was killing the people on the balcony. Like I actually like that scene.
It would have been doper. It would have been doper if they just kept it on that serious.
Yeah.
Like just keep it to that. Like it was just the extras of like everything they was doing fighting in the background of the courthouse, like the karate fighting. We really didn't need that. Like she could have just been like, my daddy taught me to be a sharpshooter, and she just started popping people. But the karate fighting it was like in and out. It was in and out. But like you said, the inside the dialogue when he's breaking down how he lied as a lawyer, though I didn't like them killing innocent people, it was just like, yeah, like
I like that part.
I did, because it's like either you here for you here to save people, because you killing black men too.
Mm-hmm.
That old black man didn't, even though when the body dropped, it was a different body. It was hilarious. But you kill it.
Who is bro?
You killing innocent black men too. So it's like, are you fighting for the justice of black men, or are you just ruthless?
Right.
You just hate the world, or are you really out on a mission for something?
It's almost like, okay, did you give her the skills, the karate skills, because she's a woman? You know what I mean? It's just like if this was a movie about a man, would he have needed to know karate to have this movie like be okay, the same?
Right. And the one that was with Last Girl, she knew karate too, so it was a whole karate fight.
Yeah,
that was her show enough moment.
Yeah, it was funny when she did the little. She was just like, and the dude was just like, "What is she doing?"
Yeah. I think that was a funny race joke because he was Asian.
Yeah,
he was like, "What is that?"
He showed him no mercy because she didn't have to kill him, dude. She shot him in the knees and then popped him in the head. I'm like, oh snap! That was ruthless. Oh man,
yeah.
Shout
but it is what it is.
Shout out to NATURI Naughton, man, and Lance Gross, the director Wes Miller. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who had something to do with this. Like I said, I was a little confused, but it still wasn't a bad movie to me.
Yeah. If we was grading movies like on like grade scale, it would be like a C movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do notice a BET pattern, and maybe like you said, us grading on the curve, we might have to do a BET grading curve or something. Because I see the way they're making the movies. I see the way Tubi be all over the place, but I see the way Tubi makes their movies too.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence. Like,
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. That the flow of this movie and the way it looks, just the way it looks aesthetically, is pretty much a BET look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They had a couple scenes where it's like it's going a little long. You could tell that some of the scenes are stretched as far as dialogue goes. It's all a BET thing now.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Caller King streaming on BET Plus right now. You can go check that out. Let us know what you think.
Talk to us, talk back. We're everywhere. If you there, drop your comments. We listen and reply. And we go start reading them at some point.
Here.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.